my 9-show art night. I took the liberty tonight of filling up this new Transon box. It's a this is a paint keeper box, paint storage box. It's really good because it helps keep things from drying out, because one thing you don't want to do is waste paint. I wasn't able to find all the colors. There is the Ilzilveron Crimson I was looking for, but I couldn't seem to find that one. But anyways, we're going to start by doing a sketch. I'm going to do a little sketch, maybe like this bird, maybe, but not exactly like that, but something similar. And I think I need to get a little better point on my thingamajig, and I still seem to have lost my gum eraser. So I guess we just make sure we don't make any mistakes at all here. Let's go move that off of there. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to do like watercolors, but welcome, Roots and Ways, welcome. I'm going to do like watercolors, but instead of watercolors, I'm going to be using acrylic paints. I haven't really used my, outside of the fluid acrylics, I haven't really used my golden paints since before Christmas. Maybe like that. I hope that all is well with you today. Yeah, maybe just a bigger beak. Little songbird there. It's got some little feetsies that are kind of, it doesn't look anything like that, like a bird, does it? Well, it looks like a bird, but hi, welcome, Moon Scarab. Oh, shit, the eyeball's in the wrong place. Oh well, it's what it is. All right, well, just gonna move this out of the way because we don't really need to see that anymore. So well, at this point in time, I guess we got our little big bird here, and it's got our little feetsies here, and then maybe a there's a thing, and maybe make that a little bit lighter over here. It's gotta okay, that just looks like crap. All right, well, that's what it is. That it is for now. You had a great fun on. Oh yeah, yeah. I was editing a video, and so I wasn't. What was I doing? I knew that it was on. I'm sorry I missed your live. I wanted to watch it, and I don't know it, Mr. Cat. I just started making this one. Anyways, let's just get moving on it, Mr. Cat. What does a cat look like? Maybe we'll have some other little things in the background, like some flying in here, and have some butterflies. It doesn't look anything like a butterfly, but that's okay. You're right, we can't, and so because I was working on my other channel, but also I was hanging out with Mom because she was watching these Bigfoot programs, and watch one with her, and maybe this one's got some big giant thorns on them for perspective. Yeah. Took the dog for a walk. Important stuff like that. Maybe some more butterflies. Yeah, I do too. I like, well, even though, there's like a lot of circumstantial evidence that Bigfoot exists, but for some reason, I don't know why, I don't know. Maybe that's what that butterfly looks like. Well, she's fine. I don't know. She's getting older, all right. Dog's getting really old. Maybe we'll just put a big, huge leaf in here. Kind of do that. So we're just going to be trying to make the. I mean, granted, I don't really need to make a drawing in here first, but I really just wanted to try that. Just to try a little drawing in the sketchbook. Just in the nature that this is a sketchbook. And per the exercise of a sketchbook, we just need to do that. I'll try to put the dog on camera sometimes, but Pee-wee just doesn't like the camera, so now I had a kind of a strange experience last week because a when I was like shooting some videos, I didn't notice it on the at the time, but there was a spirit that was visiting me at that time. Someone who is, yeah. I had before we went for the walk, and I was waiting for mother to get the walking clothes on. I had her on my lap, and she was sort of glazy eyed, laying in the sun of the window. And just very just content to be a lap dog. I mean, she's not always content to be a lap dog, but this time she was. Let's see, maybe some other shaped leaf. We got a. So what I'm using here is a charcoal pencil here, and I do have a collection of drawing materials and so forth that because I took a drawing class in 2019 right before the pandemic. It was offered at it was like a 6-week class at an art gallery. I'm going to make a big leaf that's going to be coming right behind this butterfly here. But I've had drawing equipment before. I was actually, prior to that, before I even left the casino, I was experimenting around with doing sketch work and so forth. I don't particularly care for it, which is why. But in doing things, sometimes this looks like a dead squirrel or something, a dead flying squirrel or flying squirrel. There we go. Maybe another leaf over here. Maybe one of these, another, like a little star-like flower. What are they, like honeysuckles or something like that? Dead squirrel, yeah. kind of looked that way, but yeah. Anyway, some kind of a weird, yeah, it's what it is. And, oh, looks like, I wish I could find that, I don't know what the hell happened. I had it right before I started my show yesterday, and then when I started the show, I couldn't find my eraser, and it was really bothering me. But, oh wait, I think we have enough. Maybe one more kind of a leaf coming in here. That's right, I started to see the squirrels. And running up the street to the neighbor's house, because it must mean that it's breeding season or something like that. Okay, so there we go. We got the guy, and maybe we don't really need to do that, but we just did. The eyeball, it looks like a comic thing now. Oh wait, it's what it is. Okay, let's get started here. So I put some colors in. Quinacridone, magenta, primary red, fluorescent magenta, phthalo green, primary yellow, burnt sienna, yellow ochre, pale umber, magnesium blue hue, fluorescent blue, titanium white, and bone black. And I'm really wanted to find I don't know what happened to the Zilron Crimson, because I really like that Zilron Crimson, but I can't find it. So we'll have to do everything we need to do with these colors here. And so I think I need what do we need here? We're going to use this tray here, like a watercolor tray. Move that stuff out of the way. Move those cards out of the way. Or maybe we'll just put these in right there. Okay, there we go. And so we're going to do just like a watercolor. And we will use, I'm going to use some different brushes. I'll use, maybe I should use a watercolor brush actually. Yeah, or I'll use a liner brush. Use this liner brush here. And I'm going to just start with the bird. What color should the bird be? Maybe like blue. Maybe we'll make it like a bluish. Let's use this fluorescent magenta here. I'm going to just kind of put this in here. Fluorescent magenta. And then maybe we want to have some of this quinacridone magenta. We'll put that in here as well. It looks like we just mix those two colors together. Okay, I'm going to add more water. Add more water here. Let's just put this. Maybe we'll use the smaller one. How about that? Uh-oh, I got water on my thing. So we'll just have that. Like that over here. Add more water. Just going to put more water, and so we're going to try and make these colors act and behave like watercolors. And let's take some of this. While we're at it, I'm going to take this fluorescent blue here, and I'm going to put that right over here. And then we'll add a bunch of water to it. Like that. That blue it's on its way out, so All right. It's a bluebird, right? Kind of a bluish color. Maybe and use this other color, red. Let's mix it right in. Mixing the colors right on the page here. Now, I suppose if we were doing what Clint was doing last night, which was quite intriguing, of using two brushes at the same time, I think I'll do that. Let's try that. We'll use this brush here, and we're going to put water first on here, and water first, and then run the paint down and see if that works. I don't know. I think my paint is too soupy now to make that kind of that trick work, to wet the paper down, so you get that wet on wet kind of a look, like what comes with that's the whole well, it's okay because it was really late. It was really late at night, and I know that I froze up a couple times, which means but it was good to do, something different like that with, and it was just an ordinary conversation too. But he was kind of nervous, and so we met the night before on a Zoom call to welcome, Mama Sushi. We met the night before on a Zoom call. I'm going to get another brush because there's no sense wiping those brushes down all the time. And I also noticed that he did do a lot of wiping the excess paint off on his his thumbnail. That was something that he did. I think we're going to use for the beak. I'm going to use maybe we'll use a light color like this for the beak. So we're going to wet this down. This is what he was doing. Do a color like that. Then I'll go back over it a little bit later and add paper dries, and then you go in and add some paint, a different color paint. Now it's a lot more heavy body. Yeah, I haven't really painted with the acrylics for quite a while. It's been a couple months, but it's just like riding a bike, right? And I want that like that. Coming in back with that's that quinacridone magenta. I wish I could find that color. That really bothers me when I can't find things that I wanted to use in this show. I couldn't find my tube of Azilon Crimson. All right, so let's go back and let's go do the stem that he's on, and we have a clean brush thing over here, and we will do, so I'm just going to put this over here. These pile of brushes over here is really starting to annoy me. Okay, let's just go right in here. We're going to use this color. This is the yellow ochre. Yellow ochre. So we'll come in onto wet the paper down. Come in with that yellow ochre, and we're just going to move it down this way. Okay. Maybe that works. I don't know. It's always kind of fun to try new techniques, right? Bird. So we're just going to do as much as... You're making a very late dinner? Yeah, I just finished my dinner like half hour ago or so, which is pretty typical. Then I don't know when I'm... So when I go on in orbit with... On a week from Wednesday, it's like... It's really going to throw the dog off because she's used to having dinner later. Maybe come in here and put some of this burnt sienna in here as well, and just kind of mix that in. Kind of go up a color. Since it's a fluid, the fluid, I can do it this way. I don't need to add water to a fluid acrylic. Yeah. Yeah, it's coming up. And then I'm going to go on Rain's channel closer to the end of the month. Of course, adding that second channel that I have I've been spending a little bit more time editing videos and doing stuff like that, which I really hadn't done a lot of video editing for quite some time. So if we're looking at that thing, it's going to be darker on the bottom. Okay. We make we're going to make a color then. Maybe come in with some of this transparent black, this bone black, and I'm just going to add it right down onto the bottom to get it, maybe we can blend it in so it looks like it's the bottom side. See, where Clint was such a master of is because he had said that he'd been doing sketching and drawing since he was like 7 or 8 years old. And drawing was not something that... Drawing was very difficult for me. For some reason, I failed it twice in high school art. The section, I didn't fail the art class. I just failed that section. Not really. It wasn't like an F failure. It was like a C type, a C minus type of thing. And so let's come up here and let's do some more on the... I think it's dry now. Yeah, it's dry enough that I can go back in over it and add those colors and put that light in there. The light in. So what did you have for dinner, Mama Sushi? Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was just the... Now, this is something I have from high school art. This is and we did the pottery section. I was making monsters, like clay sculpture that I still have. Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, it's good to broaden your horizons out, right? And then I'm gonna get in May. I'm gonna be getting Miss Tarot D on a coloring that I'm looking forward to that. Ground chicken burgers while feeding the baby and getting her to bed. Yeah. Good old ground chicken burgers. That my little Pee-wee dog hates chicken. Well, she doesn't hate it, but she does because it's so she only likes it only likes the meats that are super fatty, and a lot of the ground chicken isn't really super fatty. There we go. A little more time on the bird, and okay, let's go into make. Oh, wait, before we do that, I want to do the butterflies. Do the butterflies. Oh, I should wet the paper down first. Mm-hmm. Well, the collabs. Yeah, that's right. Those collaborations are fun. Let's do the flowers and the butterflies. Come over here and we'll wet the paper down in this spot. It'll soak in while I'm doing the whole painting the wings and so forth. Okay, all right. We'll make them. I can see that. Then we have that color just soaking in there. It's just kind of pooling up right on the surface there. Interesting. Oh, I'm glad I decided to do this experiment. When it's all dry, well, this is probably one of those art pieces that will be like a 2-dayer. I think that's what this is going to turn into, a 2-dayer. And I'm going to come back in with some of this bone black, and we're going to make the body of the butterfly, and then also down over here another little one. There we go. All right, now what are we going to do? Let's clean this thing off, and then we'll use this brush for other purposes. I'll start doing the thorns. I think I'll use this pale umber. I'm going to mix it over here. Pale umber. I might. Good night. I wish you the best of luck. That your food is good. If you cook with a meat thermometer instead of by cooking times or by color, you can always ensure, Mama Sushi and anyone out there, that you're not going to food poison yourself. Not going to, in this age of like bird flu that's in there. I kind of been cooking my. I've been cooking my meats and stuff up to like 200 degrees on the inside, just to make sure that, because I'm paranoid, that's why. Maybe it works better if you do wet the damn paper down first. just in that spot. Okay. All right, Clint, if you're out there, Mr. C3PO. I forgot to tell him that I also am a big, huge Star Wars fan, too. Mm-hmm. All right, well, maybe we'll, yeah, let's just move on. Let's go take that, coming right in that spot there. Hmm. You know, it'd be nice if I could pull somebody in while I'm doing a live stream. I think you could with going live together. Then you could go pull anybody in right into the stream. Let's take this green here, and yeah, that's a nice color green. Mm-hmm. And let's see, we'll use this, and then we'll oh, that's right, we want to do that. Welcome, John. It's good to see you. Do you want to do some kind of an artistic thing together, John, sometime, like I did last night with Clint? Maybe we just do a sketch of something and then do a paint off. Oh, it's all about you. Oh, yeah. Well, maybe it's not all about me. Maybe it is about the guest that you have on. You know, I'm not like I'm hoping I don't come off as like a super narcissist or something like that. Hmm. All right, let's go paint these leaves here. Let's wet the paper down. Oh, sure, that is what you meant. It's all about Bill, which means Bill is a narcissist. Come daubing in that color in here. You got to remember. You have to remember, John. I'm an empath, and I tend to sometimes I read things into things that ain't there. And they may be there, but they may not be there. Mm-hmm. I was like, back when I was like, just coming out of my self, or whatever you want to call that, and I'm gonna add some yellow to this. Lighten the color down a bit. Welcome, Anna. Welcome. Let's see here. Let's take this and we'll clean off that brush here. Well, in one sense, John, you are correct. My show, it's all about me, but then when you add a second person into the show, you when you add a second person into the show, I think I want to add some of that. Then it kind of takes some of the pressure off because then there's more than one thing for a person to look at the same time. Fourth wheel, huh? Well, John, if you did know something, that how much of a community kind of a organizer type guy I am. Now, one of the things I haven't yet volunteered for is to organize the class reunions. I almost did a few years ago, but I changed my mind after I got busy doing these kind of projects and so forth. But I kind of go back in organizing writer circles and things like that. Oh, yeah, organizing. I'm not very good at organizing my own time. I can tell you that. That is the truth. I think this method works. Maybe it works. I don't know. I hear a cane against the floor and the other side of my door, banging on the. There we go. How about that? Maybe we take this a leaf over here. Oh, not bad. Not bad, actually. It was actually kind of, it was it was a long show. I wasn't expecting it to go 2.5 hours, but let's go put a little bit of this fluorescent yellow over here because I want to mix things up a little bit here. Let's add that in here. But, just kind of went with it. But, yeah. But he was, I'm just like copying his method here of wetting the paper down with a brush first. C3PO was Clint. Man, he was really good at. He was really good at it. I was really impressed from his drawing and stuff. But he had like some experience being a tattoo artist, but not like an amateur tattoo artist, whatever you want to call that. That's I'll come back over that. All right. Let's do yeah, Four of Wands. Yeah, let me welcome, Maria. So this was what I came up with, John. And that was my Four of Wands. You fell asleep on the lyric show. Oh, you like that? I mean, it's kind of flat. I mean, I would have pulled this out, but I couldn't find my gum erasers that picks up charcoal and pencil. There were a lot of lines in here that I don't know what happened to my gum eraser. And I don't know what happened to my Zilveron Crimson. That disappeared too. I think it's probably on the floor here, but I don't know. We're going to come in here and do this flower. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Come on. Yeah, the eraser probably is on the floor. But I don't see it. I don't see it anywhere on the floor. That's the problem. I don't see it on the floor. Did I shove it in one of these drawers? Is it my sock drawer? Is that where it's at? I mean, that's possible. It could be in my sock drawer. Okay. I'm going to come over here and we're going to do this top flower here. Oh, before we do that, we'll just put the greeny in. I think it's right there. Oh, it's right. Yeah, you left. Yeah. I don't know where it is, actually. It's funny. I had it, and I had it right before going live last night, but then it vanished. It just completely vanished. I just don't understand how those things happen. Let's pull that water into this area here. Yeah, that's where everybody keeps their gum eraser. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm right next to it, my sock drawer and my shirt drawer, or whatever you want to call it. This is kind of a leaf, kind of a flowery type of thing. We'll come back and we'll do another coat. But I really just wanted to do this experiment of seeing how these acrylics work thin down like watercolors. Okay, it looks kind of purpley. All right. Let's add a little bit more pigment on here coming into the source paint. Oh, something's messing with you all the time, John. Well, how old are you, John, if you're getting dementia already? Because I always just kind of figured you were like someplace between my age and somebody who was 20 years old or something. Yeah. All right. Let's go back in and do some more on the bird or the how's this doing here? Okay, that's dry. Let's put a little drop of water down here. Come in and put that fluorescent colors here and we'll mix it around. Maybe that works better, just not as much water in there as I was thinking would need to be. Actually, with this two brush method, water, I may not even need to go and mix the paints someplace else. And you just mix it, use that different color and mix it down right onto the painting. Today was a nice spring day. Nice spring day. It was still kind of chilly. I was probably like in the 50-degree range, maybe 60-degree range. Oh, you're 27. See, I was right. Geez, John, you're like 30 years younger than me. You know, in doing this, I have to really, it really goes, it's going at a much slower pace. I see, this is why it took 2.5 hours last night. Because this method is not the Bill's usual method of going fast and furious. Mm-hmm. It's the new. Oh, you're 60, so you're older than me, John. I'm almost 60. I mean, you're 27. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna say what I was thinking. It would probably not be. There we go. Well, let's go in and. Long nose thing, huh? Yeah. Let's put a single drop of water here. And we'll use that to mix the color down for that fluorescent magenta. Actually, this, I like how it behaves on the page, though. That's the thing that's kind of interesting, though, because it has it's like just enough water. You put just enough water onto it, and you get it to put another drop of water just right on, single drop, and then get it to mix in here. And then the color runs, it thins out, and so it's like I really like this. If C3PO watches this later, it's like this is a huge thank you to you, Clint, for I would have never thought to do this. It's just the things you learn when you work with other people, right? You learn other methods to do things. I guess, if you're right, John, it is all about me. Having you on, yes, it is acrylic paint. This is acrylic paint. It's all the same brand. It's everything in this, I'm using this brand for everything tonight. I have another one of these. I have another one of these boxes, and this has a student grade or Amsterdam paints in it, and this one here is a new box, and I put all of those golden paints in here. So yeah. Yeah, it was very inspiring. That's all I can say is that having doing that show with Clint and the methods he was using. Granted, All right, let's do the back. We'll go back in and we'll get that green and. Well, thank you, Maria. Okay, let's just do this. And come and bring this up here. And Saturday Night Painting Live. And Saturday Night Live just ended too. I didn't watch it, but I was getting ready for the show. All right, let's go change brushes again. Oh. Well, you know, I don't necessarily have that many fears in doing this. I felt myself when I'm behind the camera. When I do YouTube or I do video work, that's really the only time I really do feel like that's when I feel like I am me. I am me. Where's that brush that I'm looking for? Here it is. No, it's not there. Well, I guess it's this one. We'll use this one. Ah, there it is. That was the one. We'll come back in over it. This is my, oh, you recorded. All right, let's wet it down. And we're going to do a greeny. Mama's doing all right. She's doing fine. I mean, she's really remarkably healthy for someone of her age. According to my childhood friend who married a doctor and who's familiar with things. And yeah, that's right. She was. She does that. She comes in and she's pounding, 85. Yeah, 80 something. And well, that's right. I wanted to. That's fine. We'll do that later. And so we want to make this. Let's add some. Just some straight up primary yellow to it. And we'll thin everything down. Okay. Add some water to it. Get it kind of a... Yeah. Yeah. She's 85. She just turned 85. Me and my mom's birthday is on the 13th, and mine's was on the 22nd. And I must say that I have so much gratitude about the folks that sent me things on my wish list and so forth. I have one more unboxing that I'm gonna do probably tomorrow, and edit that video, and I'll post it for I think maybe Monday for Essence of the Moon. I'm kind of really curious to see what it is that which item she got for me. Well, good night, Maria. All right, good night, Roots and Waves. Let's see how this works. And we'll just sort of get that color to run in there. I kind of like these greeny, yellowy backgrounds. I think we need to go change. No, we don't need to change anything. We'll just have a lighter touch on the brush, and that should be all I need to maneuver around these leaves and these flowers. I'm at 54 minutes in. I don't feel like I'm working at fast speed tonight. So I'm going to have to try this method more times so I can get working on it faster. Fast for the YouTube people who have zero patience. Those who, unlike me, the people who, I never grew up with the internet and have a different patience load. Well, there may be no need to rush it, but you're not really rushing it when you're doing live art. you do have to have a fast enough pace to pique people's interest. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I'm ever aware of metrics. Metrics, yeah, that's right. You know, not when I'm doing it for YouTube. No, and it doesn't calm me down when. Well, I'm not saying I can't. No, that's not true. It's different. And doing the live art is. Yeah, I'm doing the C3PO two. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I learned something from C3PO, and that's why I'm doing the two brush technique. I'm putting water on this brush, and I'm coming in behind it and dabbing with the other brush. No, there are times when doing art is not relaxing, Anna. So one of the times when doing art is not relaxing is when I'm doing art for money. So when I do art for money, it's not necessarily react because I am creating. Let's say, you know, welcome Abdul. Let's say you're gonna do 50 cards just like this. You're gonna do 50 cards with the same image just like this, and you got a week to do it in. So you have to ask yourself, is that going to be a relaxing experience if you are going to paint 50 of these images in just like 4 or 5 days? And painting 50 or 100, which I have done, in about, I think the most of these types of images like this that I painted in a week was probably pretty close to 100. I painted 100 Christmas cards once, and in about a week. And so that exactly wasn't that. Yeah, so that exactly wasn't a relaxing experience because, you know, I was doing an assembly line. I would do pieces. I would do like the backgrounds, and then I would go do part of the foregrounds, and I would just do it by piece, and I would have like and I would be moving as fast as I possibly can, and so that's what I mean by art is not always relaxing, and it's not always relaxing because sometimes you are, you know, you're doing it for money. You're doing it because you're building a product that you're going to be selling, and it's, or you're doing orders. You're doing orders for people. So yeah. So anyways, that's so why, maybe do I work fast because I'm I'm conscious of time to a certain degree, and but yeah, the two brush method. I think I like this method a lot, and then just get a little bit more control. I feel like I get a lot more control. Yeah. Or you're getting ready to do a show. You're not really a show. You're getting ready to have products together for a market, a fair, an art fair, or maybe you're going to a flea market or something like that. Just some kind of a situation there. It's not always. I got take these paints and cover them up before they start to dry out on me. I see. I think if I close it down like this, it'll work a little bit better. Yeah. There we go. I've got a hair on here. This is really annoys me. You know, not really like, it's just kind of it's a pet peeve. It's don't like hair on, and that's not really a hair. It was a bristle, piece of a bristle. Hopefully this thing will pop out. It doesn't let Alex say, yeah. Nothing going on outside. Yeah, well. You know, I really want some Cheetos. And then I want to sit down and eat a bunch of ice cream. To feed deer. Yeah. Yeah. How far away from the woods do you live, Anna? Huh. You know, I might be able to finish this too here before you had what, the deer? You went out to the woods and had deer last night? Or you had like ice cream and Cheetos? Well, the last time I had those two things at the same night, I ended up having an acid reflux that was like terrible for the whole GD night. I see. Ice cream and Cheetos, yeah. You know what? When I was younger, I used to make Cheeto nachos. So I'd take your Cheetos, and then you'd put blue cheese and jalapeno peppers and pepperoni on them, and then make, and then a whole bunch of dump a whole bunch of cheese on it. Cheeto nachos. Actually, it's really good. When I was working at the restaurant, I tried to, tell some of these cooks that they should try making that. Of course, no, they wouldn't believe me. Well, you have Cheetos, and then you have some ice cream afterwards. They're maybe not exactly the same, not exactly at the same time, But having either of those things just jacks my blood sugar up way too high. I don't have a meter anymore, or don't have test strips that are, current test strips, so I really don't know how high it jacks my blood sugar up. But it would be kind of curious to know how much, how good that metformin is of working. But I haven't had a drink in over a year now. I've been on the metformin for a year now. And Blackbird's ID feed, chocolate chip bars, sandwiches, and Cheetos. You had potato chips with ice cream at the exact same time? Exact same time, Maria? So what do you think? I mean, it's almost done. I think that it does need some more layers. I think probably I don't know if I'll do another layer on a live stream, but I might actually. You know, I usually take like Mondays off, but I'm going on Elizabeth's channel on Monday to go do read tarot, and then I'm getting ready to start reading tarot on my new channel, Tools of Fortune. Let's see, what are we gonna do here? I'm gonna have take some black. Can make. I think I might go and use a thinner brush. Yeah. Well, I don't. I get most of my food out of a food bank, and so I did buy. For my birthday, I did buy some Cheetos. Okay, what we're gonna do here? I'm gonna come in and add some white of the eye. Well, actually, we are there. I could see that with the salt and the. Were you using? You were using the ice cream like a dip. Well, that's interesting. I think I want to do. How do I want to do that? Let's do a little tiny bit of this blue on the eyeball here. There. And then I'm going to run some black. And then maybe we'll just put this other blue and we'll just wipe it down here. Clean off the brush this way. Oh, and mashed potatoes. You know what I like? I like is my favorite dip is like cottage cheese and Tabasco sauce, or something that's hotter. Then maybe then you mix into the cottage cheese a whole bunch of cayenne pepper or something like that. And okay, let's take some of this bone black. And we're gonna put this in and around the eyeball there, and so it has a little bit of the whites of the eyes that are there, some of the blue. No hots for you. So let's just do this a little bit more. So it's got some there. Maybe there like that. So you don't have the hots for John, Anna? Oh, do they have a little crest thing on their head? Oh, okay. You like this? I was actually just, making a. Welcome, Tom. Welcome. Yeah, I was really just making a bird in imagination land is what I was just trying to do. And this brush, by the way, is one that Elizabeth sent me some brushes and some watercolor paints that were more intuitive me, and this is one of the brushes she sent. So if more intuitive me is watching, your min is a different story, Anna. Yeah. Anna and John. Yeah. Yeah, we'll put some more of this blue in here. Maybe I'm going to use this blue up a bit. Maybe we'll put some of it on this. I think it works better when you run it thinner. I feel like I just ruined this flower here. Maybe it's a... This style suits me. Well, my longtime writer, artist friend, she likes my landscapes. She thinks those are the best ones that I do, the landscapes. But I am kind of really liking this too. But you know, I got to get better at my sketching and shading and doing other things. So you're going out single for the rest of your living? I see. All right. Let's see. I think that a lot of this is kind of saturated, and I don't know if I can do much more on it. And you can't take no more craziness. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's like I can't talk. I've never had a successful relationship, Maria or Anna. It's never had a success, you know, and never had a successful relationship. So kind of put this thin layer on. I might actually come back on and do this painting again. Work some more on it. Maybe put some other leaves or let it dry thoroughly and then come back and do more layers. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, that's because I've always thought that, well, you know, it's been so long since I even tried to do a relationship. It's been, what was I like, 2010. 2010 was the last time I even tried. And 2010. I liked her to a certain degree, but I just didn't like her when she got stoned. And then I had my own insecurities and my inadequacies and all those things that came to play that really just didn't matter much, but for some reason they mattered to me at that time. And 7 years maybe. Hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah, you know what? I don't really like being around drunks either, so it's not a that's and for somebody who used to bartend too. Well, actually, a lot of drunks they really scare me, and yeah. So yeah, yeah. Well, how does the top notch on the bird look? Does that look pretty good? pretty good there. I mean, I know it needs more layers of color on here. I do know that for certain. And it's luckily, you know, well, even with the watercolors, you can add more layers. Keep adding layers until it kind of gets a 3D 3D look. And I am going to finish the beak, and then I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to finish the beak and call it a night. I think I'm going to make the beak, I'm going to use this umber, this yellow ochre in here, which will give it some greeny look. Some other kinds of textures here. You are, except the thing is I don't like living alone. I don't like living alone, and I don't want to go back ever, you know. I really don't like living alone. But I like being single, but I just don't like living alone. I think we'll come up on top of the beak and give it a little darker color. We'll use some of this fluid sienna here. There we go. Try to give it that. Makes it kind of greeny here. Yeah. Yeah, I get that, Anna, that it's much easier to live with family, even when you sometimes don't get along with them. But it's easier to. I get along with my mom. I always kind of have. But here we go. Maybe we'll just put just a tad bit of that bone black on it. The bone black is a transparent black. So hey, Ron, once you say your disabilities. Yeah. You've been cheating on yourself in your other chats? I think what's going to happen here is that I'm going to come back to this. And granted, I haven't really done a Sunday night live stream. I won't, because I'm going to probably call my buddy tomorrow night, whom I haven't really talked to for. I used to call once a week, but since the election, I haven't had with some folks. I haven't had the energy to talk too much with them. Anyways, and there we go. This is 999 Show. Like and sub if you're just tuning in. And we're going to come back later and do some more of this. I'm going to upload a big giant video when I get offline here, and I'm going to go and watch some more episodes of House, and maybe I'll have some Cheetos. And I will come back and finish this painting another day. Maybe tomorrow night, but I am coming back on tomorrow afternoon at 12:21 for my after church chat. But since April is Poetry Month, I'm going to be kicking April Poetry Month off with spun poetry. In a minute, I'm going to be spinning poetry off a little bit off of this new deck that I have. And where did I put it? Real life tarot deck. And So you finished watching the movie. I've been watching House MD, and I want to show you that deck. Where did I put it at? It disappeared too. Everything is disappearing in my life. It was just here, but I had to move everything in order to... Anyways. I will be using my crosswords. My crosswords. And did I put that right here? No. This is really frustrating when I can't find the things that I'm looking for. There it is. This is, yeah, this is my new, my real life tarot deck, and it has cards like Nausea, and I can use, I did spin a poem with these cards. I think I'll, with those cards. My notebook is not here. In my writers group, I used these cards in my writers group the other night. And I don't want to get paint on them, but they got like good cards. There's good things in them. So I'm confident that I can write poetry in the moment using these. I am going to... Jeff sent me some Tarot Ask Backwards. He sent me two of his. He sent me these two books of his poetry. So I'm going to read some of his poetry. And then I wrote two poems this evening while I was cooking dinner. I'm getting ready to cook dinner, and then, well, it was my birthday, and so he sent me that, and plus he sent me the Grand Trumps of the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. I did send him for Christmas a homemade deck of a crosswords deck, and I sent him that, and so. And anyways, that's what we got. I'm 57. I just turned 57. In a couple more days, when I'm like 2 weeks away from my birthday, I can start rounding it up to 58, right? But yeah. There we go. I am going to call it a night, John. And thank you, John, and Anna, and Maria, and Ange, and I think Mama Sushi was here, and Moon Scarab, and everyone else who watched in, looked in, and watched, and while I did the two-brush method. And I'm going to get back to my show, House MD, and that actually and thank all of you. Oh, I didn't do the feet, so I got to do that, the feet. But we'll do that the next time. I'm going to come back. I'm going to finish this on another day. Maybe tomorrow night. Maybe I'll do 2 live streams tomorrow. I think I will do 2 live streams tomorrow. Just, yeah, anyways. That's it. That's all I got. So it's not quite done yet. There's another layer that I need to do on it, and then it will be done. And we'll see all y'all later. Thank you, Kaz. Welcome for lurking in, and thanks for popping in to say hello in the last minute. And I am going to say adios until tomorrow afternoon for my after church chat, kicking off National Poetry Month for April. So it'll be like 15, 20, 30 minutes of poetry. Most of the poetry I'm going to spin in the moment and write right in the moment. But that's what we got. So take care and blessings, and I almost said curses, but prayers and blessings to all of you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.